Third type of cable in guided media is optical fiber cable, which is used to transmit data by sending short light pulses along a long fiber. And the fiber core is made of pure glass or plastic to allow light to travel long distances with minimal loss. Optical fibers are preferred over copper or other metal wires because they offer much higher bandwidth. They can transmit signals over long distances without signal boosters. They are lightweight and thin, and even they are considered to be more secure. Then these optical fibers are considered to be resistant to electromagnetic interference also, because since these optical fibers use light instead of electrical signals, they are completely immune to this electromagnetic interference. This makes them ideal for environments where there are high electrical noise, such as near heavy machinery or radio transmitters, etc. And this is the structure of optical fiber cable, where we can find out various components like core, cladding, then there is a coating, strength member, and outer jacket. So this core, it is considered as a central part of the fiber through which light signal travels. And in optical fiber cable, data is transmitted in the form of light. So this core, it is made up of glass like silica or sometimes high quality plastic to minimize this signal loss. Then we have second component, cladding, which is a layer of glass or plastic that surrounds the core, and its refractive index is slightly lower than core's, which causes total internal reflection, keeping light signals trapped inside the core. And there is a coating, or which is a buffer coating, a soft protective layer applied over this cladding, which absorbs shocks, prevents scratches, and protects the core from bending stresses that could cause signal loss. Then this strength member, which is made from materials like aramid fibers or steel strands. It provides mechanical strength to protect the fiber during pulling, bending, and installation. And also, it prevents the core from breaking, crushing, or tensile forces. And the last one is the outer jacket, the outermost layer typically made of PVC, polyethylene, or other durable plastics, which protects against moisture, abrasion, cuts, crushing, and environmental damages. So you can find out the description of all the components here. And this is the basic working of the optical fiber communication. So this transmitter, which is a light source, that is usually located at the sender end, which converts the electrical signals, which are in the form of zeros and ones, into light pulses using light emitting diode LED or laser diode LD. So here each light pulse represents a binary one, while the absence or presence are used to indicate 0 and 1. So here in this case, binary 1 is used to represent the presence, whereas absence of pulse is represented with this 0. Before we discuss the propagation modes, we need to discuss how light travels through a medium. Just now we saw that fiber optic cable is made of glass or plastic and transmits signals in the form of light, right? So light travels in a straight line as long as it is moving through a single uniform substance. Say suppose if light ray traveling through one substance suddenly enters into another substance. Say here you can see two different substances like less dense substance and more dense substance. So if a ray of light traveling through this more dense area, okay, if it suddenly enters another substance like less dense area, then obviously it changes its direction. The light ray changes its direction. So here you can see how a ray of light changes direction when going from more dense to less dense substances. If the angle of incidence represented with I, this is nothing but the angle the ray makes with a line perpendicular to the interface between two substances is less than this critical angle, then the ray refracts and moves closer to the surface. So this is nothing but refraction. Say suppose this lens less dense area is air, and assume this more dense area as water. Okay, so in this case, as it satisfied this condition, the ray refracts and moves closer to the surface. Then, if the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, the ray reflects. So you can see how it is reflecting back. So if the angle of incidence is greater than this critical angle, then the ray, it will move up and then it will reflect back and travels again in the dense substance itself. Say if the angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, the ray refracts and moves parallel to the surface. If the angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, the ray refracts and moves parallel to the surface. Optical fiber uses reflection to guide light through a channel. So a glass or plastic core is surrounded by a cladding of less dense glass or plastic. The difference in the density of two materials must be such that a beam of light moving through the core is reflected off the cladding instead of being refracted into it. These are different parts of the diagram. So we have sender, which is a device that converts electrical signals into light signals and send them into the fiber optic cable. And the one which is represented in the blue color is nothing but the core part, this one. So this is the central part of the fiber where light signal travel. And usually this core part is made of plastic or glass with a high refractive index to allow light to propagate. Next one is cladding. The gray area surrounds the core and it has low refractive index in core, which causes total internal reflection, keeping the complete light trapped inside this core itself. So these are light rays. So in order to make them keep within this core alone or core itself, this refractive index should be low. The cladding refractive index should be low when compared to the core. And this light path bounces repeatedly of the core cladding boundary as it travels from this sender to receiver. So this is how the light ray travels in this optical fiber cable within the core part. This is due to low total internal reflection, which happens when light hits the boundary at an angle greater than the critical angle. So we already saw the three different categories which represents nature of light. So there, if the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then we saw that there should be total internal reflection. Same logic is applied in this. And there is a receiver, the device that receives the light signal. So this signal will be received by the receiver and converts it back into electrical signals for processing. So coming to the types of fiber propagation modes, it is divided into two categories, multi-mode and single mode. Multi-mode means, so name itself indicates that it is multi-mode. That means multiple beams from a light source move through the core in different paths here. So how these beams move within the cable depends on the structure of the core. So we'll see that. And in multi-mode, again, we have two categories like step index and graded index. Then coming to this second mode, that is single mode, it mainly uses step index fiber and a highly focused source of light that limits beams to a small range of angles, all close to the horizontal. The single mode fiber itself is manufactured with a small diameter than that of the multi-mode fiber and with substantially lower density. The decrease in density here results in a critical angle that is close enough to 90 degrees to make the propagation of beams almost horizontal. These are two different cables, single mode cable and multi-mode cable. In single mode cable, it's a single strand of glass fiber which is having only one mode of transmission. That means where only single light ray will be transmitted from source to destination through the core part of the optical fiber. Whereas multi-mode cable, multiple light rays will be transmitted at a time, and it is having higher bandwidth but less bandwidth compared to the single mode, and data transmission takes place at higher speed over medium distances. So these are the two different modes, multi-mode and the single mode. Again, in multi-mode, we can see step index and graded index part. So assume that there is a source who wants to transmit information to the destination, and here the data or information sent by the source will travel in the form of light rays through this core region and finally reach the destination. And in this multi-mode step index fiber, the density of the core, it remains constant from the center to the edges. So at the center of this core, you can see how the light ray is transmitting. So it is moving in a straight line because of its constant density until it reaches the interface of the core and cladding. And the term step index here, it refers to suddenness of this change, which contributes to distortion of the signal. So for the remaining rays, you can find out there is some kind of change in the signal pattern or some kind of distortion in the signal pattern. So ray, it is moving in a zigzag way, right? And the abrupt change causes it to be reflected back to the core surface also. So you can see that the ray which is propagating here, that will be reflected back. So this is just similar to the third category which we saw in nature of light or propagation modes. So when the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then the light ray, when it is moving, that will be reflected back into the same substance. So assume that this core region is a more dense substance and this cladding is a less dense substance according to the previous example. So here this light ray, it should not refract outside or it should not go away from this core part to the cladding part. So instead of that, it should be reflected or stay only within this core region and it should reach the destination part. So the kind of propagation here or the way in which the light rays are transmitting here, they follow zigzag pattern, or you can find out some kind of sharp endpoints at the edges of this cladding part. And there are multiple paths with varying lengths, therefore varying transmission time, which limits the data rate. And we can say that this is the least expensive propagation mode, and it is commonly used for local area networks. So this is least expensive compared to the remaining two categories. And here we can find low bandwidth and more attenuation. And this is suitable for local area networks. Coming to the second one, multimode graded index. Here the core is densest at the center and the density decreases gradually towards the edge of the core. So you can see how the light ray is traveling through the center of the core. So again, it is following a straight line. And the remaining rays, they will follow some kind of curved pattern or helical pattern. So this varying density allows the light to bend. So those kind of bends you can observe. Here the pattern used for propagation of light rays is helical. And it is having more bandwidth compared to multimode step index and less attenuation. Then this propagation mode is moderately expensive compared to the remaining two. This either multi-mode step index or single mode. Compared to remaining two, it is considered to be moderately expensive. That means in between. It is commonly used for telephone lines. Coming to the third category, single mode, it uses step index fiber and a highly focused light source that limits the light beam to a small range of angle close to the horizontal. Say when source is sending any information, that data will be transmitted in the form of a single light ray. So, and that information will reach the destination. So there is only single light ray, and you can find out that the diameter of this core is very small in case of single mode. The core itself has a small diameter and lower density, making the path of the light almost horizontal or a straight line. The propagation time for all the signals are almost equal, and the delays are also negligible. So this is considered to be the most expensive propagation mode for fiber optics, commonly used for long distance telecommunication lines. So you can just find out the similarities between all the three. This is considered to be less expensive and suitable for local area networks. This is considered to be moderately expensive or in between these two fibers, and it is suitable for or it can be used for telecommunication or telephone lines. And the third one is most expensive compared to the previous two, and it can be used for long distance telecommunication lines.